I'm Debbie Godfrey. Welcome to the Positive Parenting PEP Talks podcast. Today's pep talk, I'm going to talk about lying and how it kind of starts, what makes it worse, and what can make it better. And the thing is, most parents have a very strong value of honesty. And that's a great thing. I mean, we want to teach our kids to be honest people. And I think most of us strive to be honest people as well. And what happens is when kids lie, it pushes that button in us that says that people have to be truthful, and especially to me, the parent. Well, what happens is when kids are really young, they have a different way of thinking and looking at the world than an adult brain does. So their brain is very different than how it's going to be later when they grow up. And what happens is they say things very early on that they wish as if they're true. And we pick that up as a lie. For example, there was this really cute little boy. He was about 3 years old, and he kept telling some of his friends that he had a dog. And when the mother would overhear this, she'd get really mad at him. She'd say, "Honey, why are you telling your friends you have a dog? You don't have a dog. We don't have a dog." And he would kind of stop talking at that point and not really say anything. But then again, when he was around his friends, he would be making up all these really elaborate stories about this dog that he had. And what I suggested, and what I'm going to suggest to you, is that you look at it as that they're not intentionally lying, but they're saying something that they wish were true. So this little guy evidently wished that he had a dog with the certain name and with the certain characteristics that he was explaining to his friends. And so when the mom took him aside later, instead of telling him not to lie and accusing him of not being truthful with his friends and giving a big lecture about that, she pulled him aside and she said, "Honey, do you wish you had a dog like the one that you're talking about?" And he nodded his head. And then they were able to start talking about how he wanted this dog and he wished it was his and what he wanted it to look like. And she helped him gain sort of a sense of reality about what's happening in his world. Because, see, at that age, they don't realize that they're not telling the truth. They're just speaking what they wish is true. And when we confront them and we demand that they tell the truth, this is actually what trains kids how to lie. What we're doing is showing them there's something that they can do that pushes our buttons, that gets us upset or angry or emotional. And that's a lot of power. And so when they get a little bigger, they can use that against us. So it's really important when your children go through this developmental stage of it's some kind of thinking out loud what they wish they were true. We want to make sure that we don't create a big power struggle about it, which is going to create them wanting to use it against us in the future. And so really look when your children are saying something that's not truthful, look and see. My kids and I have had a lot of talks about how a lot of times kids will they'll lie to cover up something that they think that they did that they're going to get in trouble for. And so I'll talk about this a little bit more on tomorrow's pep talk. I'll go into more details about as they get bigger and what you can do. So for today with the little ones, again, don't confront them and accuse them of lying, but look and see, is there something in their world that they wish were true? And if you can speak to them on that level, see if you can help them articulate their reality a little better or with a little bit more clarity and not create the power struggles. So happy parenting. Have a great day. I hope you enjoyed today's episode of the Positive Parenting PEP Talks podcast. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Debbie Godfrey, owner and founder of positiveparenting.com. I hope you'll go and check out my website and follow me on Instagram and let me know about what you thought about today's episode. Did you learn something new? Were you able to do something different with your children? Did you have a success story? Those are my favorite to share. Let me know. Contact me. I'd love to hear from you. And also, what future topics would you be interested in hearing about on the Positive Parenting Pep Talks podcast? Thank you so much for being here and for all of your support. Take care and happy parenting.